Schilling and Phil from Praizion Media for Agile, Raw, and Uncut. Hey, Phil, how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. Can't complain. But one of the things that I have a problem with today, Roy, is I have a lot of projects. They're not being done. And I think Agile is going to be the perfect fix for every problem on my projects, right?
I'm sure it will. It's going to fix every one of your problems, right? Yeah, well, we hear this all the time, don't we? So maybe not. Maybe Agile's not going to solve all your problems. I know maybe some of the Agile zealots out there might say, no, that's not true. It's going to solve all your problems. Of course, it's not going to solve all your problems. What it's going to do is it's going to put some structure in place, although it may not feel like structure at first. Put some structure in place, give you some transparency and some visibility into the challenges. And then here's the hard part. Since Agile's really not going to fix those problems, it's up to you to do it yourself. So it gives you the tools, gives you the visibility, the transparency that you need to do something. But if you don't spend a little bit of time trying to fix things, guess what's going to happen? It's not going to get better, is it? Right? So what do you think? Is Agile going to fix your problems?
Well, it's sounding like one of those "it depends" kind of things. Is it one of those "it depends"?
It sure is. That's the traditional Agile coach's answer. Anytime you ask a question, well, it kind of depends. It really depends. It depends on the willingness of people to change, the willingness of people to fix their problems. If you just want to keep doing things the way they've always done them, then guess what? Nothing's going to get better, and Agile probably isn't going to do a thing for you. Maybe even make it more frustrating. I hear it all the time where people, dive in, they're doing Agile and they stop because Agile is causing all these problems. And the reality is Agile's just showing them the problems they already have. And that's kind of do something about it, right? Go fix those problems.
So Roy, this book that I have in my library here this all too well. And I believe it's on page 14, right? It's framed as Uncertainty and Complexity Model inspired by the Stacy Complexity Model. And I'm always like, give me a break.
Let's
give me a
call
break.
It what it is.
Give me a break. We know what it is. So let's beam up the thing on the screen here. So Roy, what's this model really pointing towards?
Yeah, so the intent with this model is it's trying to show you different kinds of problems that you're trying to solve and where adaptive, and I'm not even going to call it Agile, I'm going to call it where adaptive versus prescriptive kind of processes would make sense. So if you're on the low end of the scale where things are close to certainty, close to agreement, simple, and even bordering into the complicated world, then waterfall, traditional approaches, prescriptive kind of approaches, they work just fine, right? So if you're building a building, you can use waterfall. It's perfectly fine. But once you start getting into the complex world, and the complex is where there's less certainty, more unknown, more variability, kind of like, driving into work in the morning, although we don't do that very much anymore. Driving to work in the morning is a complex situation because where you're headed, you just don't always know what's going to happen, but as you're driving there. So that's where more adaptive processes tend to do really well. Now, if you think about the problems that you're trying to solve, if you are doing things that are extremely well understood, go ahead and do waterfall. Agile may not help you that much. I would say it still could, but at least if you're going out in that complex world, and that's where software development really lies. Software development is a very complex thing, less complicated, more complex. So adaptive processes tend to work a little bit better there.
Gotcha. So it's not a solution to everything. It could help, but it's not a solution to everything. Contrary to what we've heard, people who do not have the deep understanding often say, oh, let's just go fully into Agile. It will solve all the problems, forgetting that there are other projects where some form of structure is not bad, and we could mix and meld different pieces of what we have in the world of Agile with predictive, right?
Not everything's a hammer, just saying.
Oh dear. And with that, my friends, we've come to the end of Agile Principle Run and Cut episode. If you have not hit like or subscribe, please do that. Remember, it's a new channel. We want to get the word out. We want to help folks who are trying to understand Agile better. And if you have any questions, please send your questions in to us. Either put them in the comments or you could send them to support@praizion.com, the parent channel. Take care. Bye for now.